a phone for
I think I'm recording now. Terry, hey.
Yeah, you are.
Hey, Terry. Okay. Wave at the camera. Get it over with. Wave. Say hello. No, you have to call him Mr. Haney. Then it's just Haney. Okay. Will you be in Land's room? I'll send someone to get you. Okay, and I'm ready to start in 5. Get it out of your bones. Get it out of your bones. 4. There's band-aids right there. 3, 2. Okay, we're already doing some staring at the camera. Your face should be right here.
What even is that?
It's a camera. Remember, we just had a conversation about this. That this lesson was going to be videoed. Patterns. We've spent a lot of time talking about patterns. We started talking about what kind of patterns when we started this unit? Addition patterns. And we looked at
The 100 chart.
the 100 chart. We looked at it both ways. The traditional way, where the 100 is at the bottom, and the upside down way, right? And then yesterday we spent some time doing a whole bunch of what? On all those different skip counting, right? And coloring in all of those numbers that we use when we're skip counting by 2s, by 3s, by 4s, and went all the way up to what?
10.
And did you know that when you are coloring in numbers on a 100 chart by 2s, 5s, or 7s, that you are coloring in products of multiplication facts? Because when you're multiplying, what are you also doing? You're repeatedly adding or skip counting. Okay, so that's why we looked at that yesterday on those hundreds charts. Something similar that we did when we were talking about addition. And our learning target says, I will use a multiplication chart to help me find the rule or missing number in an input-output table. Who remembers what that is from when we looked at it with addition? What is it, Bo?
Input is like 12, and the output is 16.
Okay, so what would your rule be? If you're putting in 12 and you get 16, what is your rule? What are you doing?
Adding.
You're adding what?
You're adding 2.
To get to 16? If you're at 12, you want to get to 16. What would you add?
You'll add, so you'll add like 2 plus 16, so 16 plus 18.
Okay, hold on a minute. Do you guys hear what he's saying? He's saying if you start with 12, that's what you're putting in. That's the first number. Then something is going to happen, and then you get 16. What happens? You add 4. That's our rule. Think back to when we first started addition and subtraction. We looked at 3 types of problems. We talked about when we're missing a start, when we're missing the change, or when we're missing the result. Input-output tables kind of work the same way. Okay? So let's look at this right here. So I've made it like a little machine. Okay? So if I'm putting something in, goes right here, works with whatever the rule is, and spits out something brand new. So let's look at these numbers. If I put in a 3, comes in here, something happens, and it spits out what?
12.
Okay? So then let's say I put in a 4. Put in the 4, goes in here, something happens, and spits out a 6. Then I try a 5. Goes in here, something happens. This something that's happening is called the what? It's called the change. Why are we calling it the change?
Because it's starting to change the number.
Because something is happening to my first number and changing it to my output number, right? So first, what do I have to do? Figure out what?
What the rule is.
My rule. I have to figure out 3 to 12. What's happening to get from 4 to 16? What's happening to get from 5 to, oh, what would I be missing here? My output is my, or my, what they, result. I'm missing a result here. Okay, but here's what we have to remember. Today is not addition. How many of you have your multiplication facts already memorized? How many of you are telling the truth? Let me ask that again. How many of you have all your multiplication facts already memorized? Okay, so we don't. Guess what? I don't expect you to right now. So I'm going to give you a cheat sheet. Because you won't be able to do this task without a cheat sheet. You're going to get a multiplication chart. It works exactly like our addition chart worked. Pause for technical difficulties.
Oh, she did this yesterday.
Okay, I know. My Elmo needs to see the doctor. Okay. Remember looking at this? We looked at a small one.
Oh, yeah.
That was what we called a 6 by 6. So basically, we took this. We took this and took a chunk out. We took out this chunk right here. You guys remember looking at that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this works exactly like. Can you guys see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Like the addition chart. So if you think back to my input-output table, I had to do something. I had to multiply 3 by something to get to 12. I had to multiply 4 by something to get to 16. I'm trying to figure out my change or my rule. What changed that number to give me my output? So I'm going to look at my cheat sheet, and I'm going to find what number first? 3. So I'm going to find 3 in the rows, and we're going to talk a whole lot more about that when we start digging into multiplication. Here's my 3, and I landed on a 12. My output was a 12. What can I do, Faith? Well, I know that my product 3 times something is going to give me 12. So I'm going to go down this column until I see what? 12. And there it is right there. So what did I multiply 3 by to get 12? So I'm going to look over here in my column to see what I multiplied it by. So here's my 3. What did I multiply by? 4. Let's check it with the 4. My next factor was 4. I did something to 4 to make it 16. So here I'm going to find 4. Actually, these are my rows. I'm sorry. I'm going to find 4. And I'm going to scoot all the way until I see 16. Oh, there she is. What did I multiply 4 by?
4.
Oh, did I just figure out my rule? Did I?
Yes.
My rule or my change is multiplying by 4. So I'm going to put here multiply by 4. But here I am missing my output, or I'm missing my result, or I'm missing my product. Remember, in multiplication, product is the answer, okay? Is your total amount. So I'm going to find 5, and I already know my rule is what? Multiply by 4. So here's 4. They meet where?
20.
So my product or my result or my output would be 20. Does that make sense? Take a look around the classroom. There are tons of task cards that are going to let you practice, number 1, using a multiplication chart, and number 2, figuring out how to figure out the rule to fill in what's missing either in your output, or sometimes you might be missing your input. Okay, so you got to look at each one of these cards. Guys, there are a lot. So we really have to persevere. What did we say that word means?
That means
When you persevere,
I can look at something closely.
you do want to look at it closely. Okay, let me give you an example. This is so hard. I just give up. What? Get through it. Work hard at it. Right here, our SMP number 1 says, I solve problems without giving up. That's perseverance. You're going to have to persevere through some of these today. Okay, you got lots of little task cards to do. Okay, so we're going to look at some perseverance. And we also want to make sure that we are accurate in our answers. And part of the thing that I'm going to give you that's going to help you out is this multiplication chart. Everyone is going to get one. Here's what I recommend that you do when you get your clipboard. Put this underneath. Will you grab me a clipboard, Faith? Here's what I would do if I were you. Thank you, madam. I would put your multiplication chart on the bottom, like so. Then I would put your answer sheet on top, like so. When you're at each task card, you can just flip, because your answers are going to go here. Be careful, because these do not go in order. This is 18, but this is 16, and this is 14, and this is 20. So make sure that your answers are going in the correct box. Yes? You're going to put the rule, or you're going to actually put this one. This one has 2. You're going to put what you're multiplying by, and just like my example, you've got a missing output. So you're going to put what the rule is. So you'll probably end up solving like this. So let's say I'm on number 2. I would put my rule, let's say my rule is multiply by 3. So I put multiply by 3, and then below that put whatever number is missing that you have to find. Maybe my answer is, or my output is 15. So here's my rule. Here's my output that I'm missing, or input, depending on what the question is asking. Questions about that? Yes.
I thought since like it was 4 and then it turned into 16, and I thought it was doing like this, giving the 12 to the 4.
Can you show me what you mean?
Like, so an output is 12, and then I see the 4 and the 16. And so I thought that they gave the 12 to the 4 and made it a 16.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're thinking I went 3 to 12, then 12 plus 4 is 16, then 16 plus 5? Okay, be careful. Don't let that trick you. That's a very good observation. Remember, you're doing the same thing to get from this number to this number. Put that away, please. And the same thing to get from this number to this number. So you're going to find your rule and then find your missing input or output. Any other questions? Does it help if I leave this up, or does it help if I leave this up so you know how to answer? This? Okay, I will freeze this. Do you need to see any other example before we get started? Are you sure? Yes. You are not working with a partner. However, let's say you are, what did I just do with my clipboard? Yes, I did. Individual task. However, let's say I'm beside Brooklyn. Brooklyn, I have a question. I'm not really sure what the rule is here. Can you help me out? Does that mean Brooklyn's going to go, oh, okay, cool, the answer is times 4 and the missing number is 5?
No.
Brooklyn would say, okay, well, let's look at your multiplication chart and let's see if we can figure this out together. So asking for help is not the same as asking for an answer. We don't give away answers for free. Your brain's got to work for them. Let me let you guys grab a clipboard and then come see me. Actually, someone can have this one. This guy's ready to go. And then come see me for your worksheets. You should listen. All right, Jonathan, have a seat. Where are you going? Noah, have a seat. Where are you going? I've only called table 1, 2. Let's go, table 2. Chop, chop. And then you may start at any task card you like. You do not need to all start at the same one. I like how Dax already went way over there. You'll fill in every single one. You have a clipboard, honey? You're not at this table. All right, table 2, go grab your clipboard. Sorry, table 1, go grab your clipboard. And then come see me. You're welcome. You're welcome, baby. Thank you for your manners.
Are these numbers that we fill out?
That's 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, they're just cut off.
So we still do?
Yes, you have to do them, yes.
And that's not the right thing to tell me.
No, I would not think so. I mean, it might be.
It says same. Two. I mean, the same number that you did our example is the same thing that there.
Is it really? But you need the missing number too. Hey guys, don't forget, it's the rule and the missing number. It's name, it's cut off. You're welcome. Does everyone have a sheet? Okay, you don't have to cluster. 1 is here. Guys, 1, 7, 8, and 9, the numbers were just cut off. You still have to solve for these. Okay.
What is it? It says it right here. So this is one. Oh, there's one there.
No, it's following Miss Stewart because she has the microphone. Don't stand in front of the camera.
I'm trying to
We're
do
not.
it. The missing number will multiply by down day to 27. I need room to put my four.
Now we're going to get from 4 to something. I don't know what this is. So let's skip that. Let's try 9 and get to 72.
I guess I'll just do one.
I don't know the rules.
So what do I need to do to this 4? I multiplied by 8 to get this output. I multiplied by 8 to get this output. What do I need to do to this? What's my rule? What is my change? How am I changing these numbers to these numbers? 8 to get to 24. I multiplied by 8. Let's try the 11. Tell me when I get to 88.
You're there.
Okay. What do I meet up with?
8.
8 and 11 is 8. 8 times 11 is 88. So 11 times 8 is 88. So what do I need to do to this 4?
We need a,
What did I do to this number to get this number? And this number to get this number? And this number to get this number?
you had 8.
I multiplied by 8. Okay, so right here, this is number 16. Your rule is multiply by 8.
This is my one.
You have a multiplication chart for a reason. You can't even fit.
You're too big.
I'm not too 9.
You always say I'm too small.
Guys, don't fight. Okay.
I'm not fighting.
Excuse me.
Come on.
7, 8, 9, 10.
3.
I know it. 9, 10.
Wait, we gotta make sure we're good for that.
7, 8, 9, 10. It's not counting up. It's multiply. I didn't say it was. Gosh.
What's this?
Big baby.
Can you help me?
Okay, so here, start by 9, okay? And go to start by 7. Start by 9. Start by 9 and go to 81. 9. Hey, she said you're doing the thing that she said not to do. 81. You said you're doing 9. So 9. Pop my leg.
Yeah, you're gonna help me.
This one. Let's go to 8 something. By 9. Start by 8. And I don't know. And 9s are.
Is that 1? Wait. Yeah. Multiply by 9. Then
So if you have to
happens is you'll have to do 8 9 times.
And the answer is 8. No, down here to 8. It's 2. 1, 2, 3. Down here to 8. And then all the way over. Is that 3? It's 2.
I want to ask you, Stewart, for help.
Are you already done this? Don't, because we have to do it by ourselves.
Why do I keep going over this one?
And Miss Stewart. Okay, I'm done with this one. Stewart, where's Miss Stewart? Because I'm literally about to so easy. So if she went out the door, it would have went that way. Where's Miss Stewart? She's not in here. She has the thing and the camera.
No, it's supposed to start that way then. Because she has the speaker. No, she has stop. She has the speaker.
It can't hear us.
I know.
Or should put it over there.
It can't hear us with the voices.
The robot is.
That's hard.
I already know the answer. Okay, so go to your chart. Start by 9. Start by 9 and go to 81. Start by 9 and go to 81 on your chart. This 9. Start by 9 and go to 81.
So this is
Go to the 9s.
That's the answer.
No. Okay, that is. See?
I get it. Okay.
16. Got this.
so this is 6.
But I don't know the answer right here.
Easy.
16.
It's not easy.
17, 18, 19.
Okay, go to your chart.
Go to our chart.
8.
I don't know what to go to though.
Well, what's it times? 8 times 9. There you go.
8 times 9 is
38,
72. See us. And it's 22. Let's go.
Did someone hit it?
No, nobody hit it.
It turned 50 straight.
Okay,
What
so
is it?
that's there.
Oh,
Okay. Start it. I know. That's why we start.
I know it's not facing that way. It's facing that way.
okay, that's
Someone moved it.
16.
Let's take numbers.
You need help? You're blocking the person. Number 1. It doesn't need to see us.
What is it? Oh, yeah. 8, 22. We'll start backward. 8.
Whose phone is that? Because that's Stewart.
That's not my Stewart. That would be. Whoa. What is it? Oh. What are you doing? Okay, whatever.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so if you have 3, that's multiplying by 10.
So that's 4. And then the missing number is 40. So, okay, I'm good.
But wouldn't that be cool if 10 was multiplying by 10? Okay. Oh my gosh. 3 to start. 3 to start. Okay, let's start with 3.
Is that what that is? Do that one? Tracy, I'm just trying to solve it. Number one.
So whatever you get here, you should not be bigger than 12. What are you doing? And I haven't seen you look at this not one time. What are you doing to get to 12? So here's 3. I'm at 12 in this way. No, I'm at 12 in this way.
Okay. I see it already done.
What did I do? I multiplied it by what? I'm at 5. I need to get to 20. What do I do? I'm at 20. In that row of 5. Okay. I'm at 6. I know I'm going to do the same thing to get 24.
That's great.
Same thing to get 32. What's my rule?
Mine pretty complicated.
Yeah, in a second.
Okay.
Can you help me with 10?
8. Yes, 1 second. 8
And then
multiplying by 9.
What are you missing? So what am I going to do to 12?
Okay.
I'm not going to add.
Jonathan
I'm
and
going to multiply
you
by
look.
4. Here's 12.
So if you have
Here's 4.
this, do you even know what we're multiplying by? No. Okay, I'm gonna work with faith. So yeah, you're good right there.
If you have a question about a circle,
So
you
look,
got to take it to it.
Yeah, check here. Okay. So if we're on this one, you have an 8.
What's your rule?
9, which is number. So the number is
With 9.
okay.
So what is it?
Multiplying by what?
Wait, I'm not telling you the answer. I'm not telling you. Okay, so start with 3,
Where do they meet?
3,
If I go
and we
all
know
the
the
way
answer is 27. So we're going to come down here, find 27, look over, and what's that number?
9.
Okay, so we're multiplying by 9.
what is your what number are you on?
Okay, so then if we have 8, and we don't know the answer, but we know that we're multiplying by 9, we'll come and meet to, what's that number?
72.
Good.
Follow your across this row and you get 24. There it is. What is the other factor in that problem? Okay, we multiplied by 12 to get to 24. Now I'm at 4. What am I multiplying by? We just said multiplying by.
48. 12.
48 is my output, my product. 12. So if here's 4, here's 12, where do they meet? Do I have a product? Do I have an output of 48? Okay. So I know that my rule is to, what is this one? 6. Is to multiply by 12. Now I need to figure out my missing output right here. Where am I going to start? 9. Show me 9 over here. Nope, over here. Where do they meet? There's your output or your product. What is that? 8. So that goes under there. Can I see what you're doing? Looks good. Okay, talk me through this.
Okay. I'm feeling like the rule is 4.
Okay, why are you feeling like the rule is 4?
Because whenever they put in 4, and whenever the rule is like times 4.
There are plenty of extra ones to go to. Please go quickly.
So like I feel like there's 6 and 4, and then the rule is like times 4 that comes out like 8.
Okay, have you tested it? Have you tested it to see if it works? Look at your input. This is your first factor. Okay, so flip to your multiplication chart. Okay, start at 4. Find me the row of 4. Yep. Now follow that finger across until you get to 8. Now go all the way up. What is that? Oh, okay. So what did you do to 4 to get to 8? Multiplied by
2.
Now hold on a minute. Let's see if it's right. What about 7? If you multiply by 2, is that right here? Okay, so what's your rule?
Multiplying by 2.
Put that down first, and then find your missing number. Tell me why you thought 4.
I thought that, like, whenever you stick in 4,
Because what operation were you using if you thought it was 4?
times 4.
Times?
No,
If you got started with 4 and ended with 8, and you said your rule was 4, what operation were you really using? 4. What do you do to 4 to get to 8?
that's 4.
You added 4, but we're only
Adding by
multiplying. We're not adding. We're multiplying.
Multiplying by 2.
Now you've got a missing number here. You've got an output that you're missing. So what do you know that you need to do to this 9? Yes, Giselle, you can.
Multiply by 2.
Okay.
18.
Good. Now I want you to look at these. What do you notice in these two numbers? 4 and 8.
They get bigger
By how much?
by 2.
You multiply by 2, but what do you know about 4 and 8? 4 is what of 8? What if I had 8 and I chopped it in half?
I'll make 4.
What if I had 14 and I chopped it in half?
I'll make 6.
What if I had 18 and I chopped it in
I'll
half?
make 9.
So what do you notice the relationship between all these numbers is?
They're like,
These are what of these? The inputs are what of the outputs? This number and cut it in half.
I'll make 4.
So 4 is what of 8? 7 is
Half of 4.
14. So when you multiply your input by 2, you're what to this number?
Halving it.
You're not.
Doubling
You're
it.
doubling it. Anytime you multiply by 2, you double your first factor. You got it, Dax?
I think I got it. I don't know.
Good. Keep going.
9 and 8. I think it's...
Okay. Are you guys? I gave you a cheat sheet. Use it. You will not just discover these unless you're skip counting using your fingers, but I gave you a cheat sheet. Use it to help you. I don't expect you to know these facts.
I've been using it every time.
All right, start at 9.
9, 10.
This is not addition. What operation did we talk about using? So don't start counting on your fingers by ones. That's not going to get you there. Start at 9. Yes. Yes, go fast. And slide all the way till you see 27.
There's 27. Oh, wait, 27 is over here.
Okay, go all the way up. So 9 times what is 27?
Times 3.
Okay. Zeke, are you done? You're not done. 21. Oh. Okay, but you know what you don't have on here is the missing output number. Okay, hold on a minute. So to get from 4 to 12, what do?
You multiply by 3.
Okay, how do you know you multiply by 3? How do you know you multiply by 3? to get from 4 to 12? How do you know?
Because we multiply by 3 over here.
Good. So your rule is what?
Multiply by 3.
Write that down.
I did.
Okay. Then you got to figure out what you're missing here. So we have 6. What are we doing to 6 to get our output?
Multiply by 3.
So look at your multiplication chart or count by 6 3 times. You can do it either way. Which way do you want to do it?
Count 6.
Okay. Well, you already know 6 plus 6 is what?
6 is
That's a doubles fact.
15, 17, 14,
Oh, boy, you are guessing.
13.
Okay.
Oh, I think I know this one.
Okay, here's 6. Find your row of 6. We know that we're multiplying by what?
3.
So I'm going to slide over. That's multiplying by 1. That's multiplying by 2. Multiplying by 3. What's my missing output?
18.
That needs to go over. Okay?
I think it's
Start at 5.
5.
Now you got to get to 30.
I think it's 25 because if you add 5 to 25,
Are we adding? What are we doing?
then multiply.
Multiplying. You'd be correct if we were adding, but we're not. So I gave you a cheat sheet. How can you use it?
I need a lot more than
Okay, but look, if you're at 5, can you count by 5s to get to 30?
5, 10, 25, 30.
How many times did I count?
6.
So what did I do to 5 to get to... Okay, I counted by 5s, and I did it 6 times. So this is a group of 5, 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 a group of 5. So it's 5 how many times? So it's 5 times. So what's your rule?
I'll get this one. That's easy. Look. Look. Okay. Wait, so now you know 5. You know this is 5. You know that, right?
5.
Oh, no, you don't know 9.
How do we know we're multiplying by 6? Because that's what we do here. That's what we do. So now find 7, and you're going to multiply by 6, which means this is going to be here. And where do they meet?
So, wait.
So your missing output is... Stewart friends, I need you to stop where you are. Okay, Jasmine and Giselle, it is quite difficult to answer the problems when you're not in front of them. Okay, I need you to take these to your seats, please. To your seats. Close this up. Okay, really quickly, because all of my magnets were stolen, we cannot self-evaluate. Isn't that sad? But I want you to tell me what you felt like your level of understanding was on that. Just give me a show of hands. If you think that was a 1, remember a 1 is like, whoa, Miss Stewart, that was really hard for me. I need a lot of help. was a 2. You think, okay, it was a little bit tough. I can maybe do a little by myself, but I still need a little bit of guidance, Miss Stewart. 2s. 3s. That was not so bad. I can do most of that without your help, Miss Stewart. And 4s. Psh, breezy. I got this down. Okay? Okay, it's the first time we've done it, especially with multiplication. A lot easier with addition. Here's one of my noticings. You guys wanted to add on all those, didn't you? Yeah. And it's a little bit tough because remember, I think I told you guys, we flip-flop this lesson. Normally, we do this at the very end of our unit. This is our, take the standard down. This is our 9th OA standard, the 9th one. We usually go in order and do this last. We switched it because we want you to understand the patterns behind multiplication. So we switched it around. So it's a little bit tough, especially when you don't know your what? Your facts, which is why I tried to help you out and give you a cheat sheet, a multiplication chart to help you out. So let's take a look at a problem that you guys had. This one was number 7. Brooklyn, you gave yourself a 4. Can you come tell us how you did this? And here, if the board's up, if you need to write, you can write. Tell us what you did.
So first, I looked at my multiplication chart.
Yeah, or you can move that card and put it back as you need to. I wonder if I can do, hang on, keep it up here so that everyone can see. But just move this off to the side if you need to.
Okay, so first, the number right here was 9, so I found the 9 on the top, and then since it says the output was 27, I came down and I found 27.
You can write on it if you want to, so everyone can see. Yep.
So I came down and found 27.
Okay.
So then I looked over, so that was multiplying by 3. So then I went down and I found the missing number. So like the number beside the missing number was 6. So I found 6 right here. And since it didn't show a missing number, I knew that I was multiplying by 3. So I came down. So I
Those was Good. Okay, so did you guys hear that?
yeah.
The first thing she did was find the what?
The
You already know the input.
the output. The 9.
The rule. You have to know what's happening to your input to get to your output. So the first thing she did was say, okay, I know I'm starting with a 9. Now she started up here in the column. Is that okay?
Yeah.
What property tells us it's okay to rearrange the commutative property tells us you can rearrange those. If we're attending to precision and being really precise, we would actually want to start in the rows, but we will talk more about that when we dig into multiplication a little bit more. But I'm okay right now if you started at that 9. And she said, well, I had to get to 27. So she just scooted her finger on down until she saw what? 27. And moved all the way over here and said, well, then I must have had to multiply 9 times 3 to get 27. Here's a little gold star question for you, Brooklyn. How would I write that as an expression? Remember the other day we talked about the difference in an expression and an equation. How would I write this as an expression?
9 times 3.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, perfect. Yes. That became 9 times 3. Why is this an expression and not an equation?
Because it doesn't have the
Girl, I could kiss your face. Yes, it doesn't have an equal sign. How can I change it to an equation? Emily. And what else?
end result.
what makes it equal. So I'm missing something over here. So my total or my product or my output or my result goes over here. 9 times 3 is the same as 27. That makes it equal, right? Good. Let's look at another one. I'm picking on a little because he gave himself a 2. Is 2 okay? 2 lets Miss Stewart know, hey, Miss Stewart, I'm not totally comfortable. You don't need your paper. I'm not totally comfortable with this. I still need a little bit of help. Guess what we're here for?
Help.
Absolutely. Come on.
I want to do one next.
I'm trying to get all of this into one image on here, and I'm struggling. Okay, we can do it like this. No, we can see. Yeah, we don't need to see his face, do we? He's cute, but we don't need to see him. All right, talk us through how you might have started this problem.
So I will start with the 8.
Okay.
And then I will go to the 9.
Okay, let me time him out right here. What are we noticing? What are we noticing he's doing with this other finger?
He's looking down.
He's just kind of looking anywhere for a 96, right? Help him out. What should he be doing? Jonathan.
He should be like going from the top, no, from the side, and then like going until you find 8, 9.
Come show him. Come show him. Because here's what you had, Nora. You were like, here's the 8 and then 96. But what should he do? Good. We're staying in this row, Noah, because 8 is our factor. We're multiplying it by something to get this output or this product. Thank you, Jonathan. Okay, we know the input's 8, the output's 96. What's next? What do you have to figure out next? Okay, so 12 is a missing factor.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so what did we have to do to 8 to get to 96?
Go up.
Okay, could that be the rule here?
Yes.
Should you just do the first one and then be like, oh, I know it, let's move on?
No.
Because what if you made,
A mistake.
you're going to want to check it. So let's see here. Check it with the 9 and the 108.
I told you, Noah.
So is 9 multiplied by 12 108? So what is our rule?
12.
Not just 12. Hang on. You don't just say 12. What are you doing to 12?
Multiplying by 12.
Very good. So our rule is multiply by 12. We have a missing output. What do? Do you need this? We have a missing output. Look, can we create an expression from the information that we have, Neri? Can we create an expression?
Yeah.
Because look, do we know how to make this an equation yet? Not yet. We're trying to figure it out. What would our expression be, Neri? What would the expression be? Switch it. It is what times 12? What? Thank you, sir. 4 times 12 is our expression. Once we find our product, Bo, you're not drawing, are you? I know. once we find our product or our output, we can then make it an equation. All right, let's find it. Four.
12.
Okay, hold on. That's multiplying it by 3. By 12. Do you guys see what he did there? What did he do?
Went to 12. Number 12.
He went to the number 12, like 12 was the product. 12 is not our product. 12 is what we are multiplying by. That's our rule. So you got to go all the way over to here. All of these numbers are factors, and all of these numbers are factors. Everything in here are the products, is the product.
I have a question.
Keep going. Yes.
Why is there like a diagonal line? Like, color green?
There's a pattern there we'll discuss in just a moment. I'm glad you saw that.
Yes, Stuart.
Oh, what did he do?
He went diagonal.
He went like this from 12, and he did this.
Nope.
Okay, you got to stay in this row and in this column to see where they meet, just like addition. Try it again.
Come on, Noah. How I told you. Come on, Noah. 4.
You're not supposed to bring your hand down.
Come out, Noah. Athens.
Noah is up there.
So you're not supposed to go like all the way down like this. So like you just start at like what was it?
4. Mm-hmm.
And then you start at 12 and
You go down 4 rows.
to 4. And
Oh.
then
See where they meet. And where do they meet?
48.
So my equation becomes 4 times 12 equals 48. Questions?
No.
Okay, not bad. You will see multiplication charts again. It's super important that you understand how to use them. Thank you, Noah. Okay, really quick, Brooklyn said, why are these numbers dark right here? And probably on your actual sheet, if this was a color copy, it'd be a lot easier to see. These should be a little darker, and these should be a little bit darker because those are the factors. Everything inside that square is a product. And Brooklyn said, well, what about these that are darkened that make a diagonal line? There's the pattern there. I want you guys to take just a minute and see if you can see what that pattern is. What's happening from 1 to 4? What's happening from 4 to 9? What's happening from 9 to 16? Oh, but if you haven't already, you already don't get it, but you haven't even tried. Start with 1 to 4. What do you do to get from 1 to 4? Okay. You add 3. What do you do from 4 to get to 9? You're skip counting by 2s with what kinds of numbers? Can you do that? Yeah. Absolutely. I could say 2s and start at 17. 17's odd. Just because I'm skip counting by 2s doesn't mean I have to be on even numbers, right? You can use however you want. This is skip counting by 2s. So I got plus 9. If I continue this pattern, 25 plus what is 36? 36 plus what is 49? 49, 15. Then this should be 17, 21, 23. And if this were to continue, my next number would be plus 25, plus 27. So it's just showing you that there's a pattern on there.
Stewart, it kind of goes from 30, and then it goes from 6. First one's 3, and then 5, and then on the bottom it's 13, 15, and then it was like.
Because that is where like a multiplication symbol could go because we're multiplying there. Okay, guys, if you will put this in your take-home folder. And then clipboards need to be put away, please.